Hey YouTube, he likes to go here, back with some more Great League battles, and today I'm going to be showcasing a team that I created around Shadow Froslass. I haven't used it yet and I wanted to try it out in battle, and I also wanted to run Vigoroth with it as well as Azumarill. I'm saying it's one last hurrah for Vigoroth because he is getting nerfed this upcoming season and I'm not sure how much I'll be using him, so I wanted to get a few more battles in with him before he takes the bench for a few. So yeah, we're gonna hop right into this here. I have Vigoroth coming in against this Hypno. I'm denying all of his energy. He can't throw a Shadow Ball. All he has is Thunder Punch. So I'm gonna go ahead and just save these two shields. Immediately come in with the Froslass again. And he comes in with the Scrafty. He's gonna go ahead and bait me right here with the Power Up Punch, and this is pretty much his only option at this point. I am running Triple Axle, so every time I throw that, my attack is increasing. Another Power Up Punch comes through. I go ahead and call that bait, no shield it, and then I come in with a back-to-back Triple Axles for the W, and it's a GG. Yeah, next battle here, coming in with Gligar regular. That's bad for him, good for us. He's gonna swap into a Wigglytuff. I come in with my Vigoroth, try to throw it on good timing. I believe I might have been one short there of the appropriate time, but yeah, I haven't played with Wiggly in a bit, so sometimes I forget the counts. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and fire off the Body Slam, let the Wiggly take out my Vigoroth, and now we're still up 2 shields. I'm gonna go ahead and no shield this. Most likely gonna be an Icy Wind because Wiggly wants to drop that attack, even though I am able to switch out if I want to. I go ahead and play rough this Charger Bus coming in. He go ahead and shields anyway. Now I'm up 2 shields to none, and he comes back in with the Gligar. And this is a GG from here. I go ahead and Triple Axle, raise my attack, and then I throw a Shadow Ball, and that's gonna knock him out. And I still have two shields there. GG's to the opponent. Next lead, Lantern. See how this plays out. We're gonna go ahead and charge up, and I go ahead and catch a Surf onto my Vigoroth, and I bank that energy for later, building up to the Body Slam. But we go ahead and wait a turn, and in comes a Talonflame, and he's gonna be expecting a Rock Slide. Excuse me. I will pull a shield from that and then be able to make the actual Rock Slide because I baited him there and he lets it go through. Now we're up 2 shields, still have switch advantage, and now I go ahead and come with my Azumarill, and I will most likely let this Thunderbolt go through. And then I do believe I shield this one, and at this point I'm building up as much energy as possible for an incoming Mantine. That's okay, we're going to do some damage to that thing and maybe bank a move or just go ahead and eat an Aerial Lace and save that other play rough for the Lantern in the back. And now I come in with my Froslass, build up, throw the Triple Axle, hopefully getting a shield. I don't get the shield, but I do get the attack boost. I'm able to easily farm that thing down. And Triple Axle with his Lantern coming in because he doesn't have much health left. And I believe he expected a Shadow Ball there, but I didn't throw it. I baited him again, raised my attack with the Triple Axle, and knocked out with the Shadow Ball. GG's. Next lead, Shadow for Alligator. That's bad. We swap into our Vigoroth. In comes a Wigglytuff, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing as last time. Build up to a couple Body Slams and just start spamming them off. Eventually either pulling shields or, pulling shields, or he's going to let it go through. And I believe I do let this go through, and I'm unable to make another Body Slam there. That's okay. I go ahead and come in immediately with that Azumarill because I don't want to wait for my switch clock because the switch, I pretty much lost that lead there, so I want to go ahead and just come in immediately, and in comes a Clefable. He goes ahead and lets this both these play roughs go through, letting the Clefable go down. I guess banking on his for Alligator there to win it. And I'm in a pretty uncomfortable position at this point because he did crunch me. He took my shield and dropped my defense. At this point, all I can do is throw a Triple Axle, hope that I can get a shield from him, and I do get the shield. But I do get knocked out as well, and I do have a Hydro Pump cannon coming through, and I believe with CMP tie he had a second one built, and I'm unable to take that battle. GG's. I believe I go 4-1, 4-1, and 3-2 on these 3 sets, so all positive matchups. We have a Sandslash regular coming in. I build up to 2 discharges. I meant to throw a little earlier, but I miscounted there, so I go ahead and build up to 2 discharges, block that Ice Punch. He doesn't want to respect this. I believe I throw a X-Scissor, hoping to get his shield, but he just lets it go through. In comes an Azumarill. Now this is my best counter to Azumarill in the front right here, but I do have the Dugong and my own Azu in the back, so I'm not even worried about swapping out. I'm going to keep alignment, hopefully chip at this thing or take some shields. I believe I do take both shields in this. Nope, I take one and I safe swap into my Azu, and now he's way down and I'm ahead. He's going to fire Play Rough coming at me, and I fire one back at my own. Most likely knock the Azu out. What has he got in the back? It's going to be a normal Feraligatr. The double water backline is extremely popular, Azu and the Feraligatr particularly, but I like to run Dugong because I can I have that potential to Icy Wind debuff their attack. Anyway, I bank a move for later, coming with the Dugong. He's going to go ahead and throw a Hydro Cannon, and I just go ahead and it's just a GG at this point. I could Icy Wind, I could Drill Run, but drop his attack, or we're just going to keep building up, and he tops left. GG's. Next lead, Shadow Swampert. He's going to safe swap into a Tentacruel. I go ahead and fire off the Shadow Ball. Maybe he's not expecting this, so he doesn't shield it. Then I safe swap into my Vigoroth. Now this is where I threw the whole game, just because of one stupid mistake. I thought he was going to throw a Scald, and that would have took out half my about 50% health. He ended up baiting me with the Acid Spray, dropping my defense, and now making a Scald. So I'm forced to shield up again there. He comes back in with the Shadow Swampert. I throw off the Body Slam on good timing, and I should be able to make a second Body Slam. Yep, before he throws. He goes ahead and banks that energy for later. In comes the Toxapex, and right here I am able to make a Shadow Ball, I believe. He's going to throw the Sludge Wave, even though it's resisted, but I am Shadow, and that does a pretty decent chunk of damage. He blocks my Shadow Ball. I try to bank a little bit of energy for later, and I come in and I just top left because that's just a bad matchup. Toxapex versus Azu, good game. Next lead, we have Diggersby. He's taking super effective damage. I could have stayed in and played that out, but I ended up just banking some energy for later and coming in with the Azumarill to eat a full-on Hyper Beam. In comes a Dragonair. I'm not sure why he would throw a weak dragon into a fairy, but I go ahead and no shield the Body Slam, and I'm able to bubble down the Dragonair with a little bit of energy on the incoming Diggersby. Should be able to grab a shield right here. I don't grab a shield, but I'm able to bank that one for later, come with my Diggersby, and start getting ahead on energy with my Vigoroth. But he does debuff my attack right here, so I am forced to go for Rock Slides for super effective damage. Rock Slide number one. At this point, I believe he does have to shield, so I start baiting and I get the Body Slam off. I no shield the Sky Attack. Oh, it's a Moonblast coming in, and that makes me unable to make another move, but that's okay. We have the Shadow Froslass coming in, hitting that double super effective damage, raising my attack, and he realizes it's just the end of the game. Good game there. Next lead, we have Gligar. I believe this guy decides to stay in. Maybe he's weak to Froslass in the back as well. He catches up a triple axle on the Lickitung. I go ahead and safe swap into my Vigoroth. We don't have to shield up with Vigoroth. I'm going to miss using him. Hopefully I can still continue to see if he does work in the new season. But I'm able to throw a Body Slam. We are down a shield, but at this point I'm way ahead on energy. I go ahead and fire off Body Slam number one, Body Slam number two. He either has to shield or let the Gligar go down. He does shield. I'm not sure why. Really, there's not much use for that Gligar in this matchup anymore. I go ahead and come in with my Azu, and there's a Lantern in the back lurking. Perfectly fine with that. I believe I do let the first Thunderbolt go through. Build up as much as I can to be able to throw one Play Rough, do two Bubbles, and throw another Play Rough. And then that's going to be able to not... the Lantern's going to be able to knock us out, but that's okay. We have the Shadow Froslass coming in, and I believe I call the bait, and it's just a Surf right here. And I do come in with my Vigoroth to catch that energy. Now we're farming up. He tries to make a catch onto the Gligar. It doesn't work, and I have the Shadow Ball loaded, and that's a good game. Well played. Next opponent, Altaria. That's bad for them. He's going to safe swap into a Lickitung. I go ahead and come with my Vigoroth and try to fire on good timing. I get the Body Slam off. And this is going to be either a Body Slam. Yep. And that's perfectly fine. We'll be able to outpace this Lickitung and make it to another Body Slam. And he's just able to make a second one as well. That's okay. I go ahead and shield up my Vigoroth there. In comes the Altaria, and he tries to maybe... I'm not sure what he's trying to do right there. Maybe just get a little bit of energy ahead, but I end up coming in with spamming off these Body Slams against this Lantern. At this point, I'm able to get 3 off, and I believe he does let the third one go through. I'm not sure why, but he does force him to throw his energy, which is beautiful. We're going to go ahead and come in with the Froslass, and we know this is going to be a Surf, so we can take that, no problem. And at this point, I believe I don't get a farm down, but I go ahead and catch a Surf onto the Azu, and now I starting getting ahead on energy here. Not much this Altaria. This doesn't have anywhere to run. It's going to go ahead and fire off a Moonblast. I no shield it. Build up to a Play Rough. So to where I'm able to do 2 more Bubbles, and then hit another Ice Beam there. I believe he does shield, but really, what can he do at this point? I have the Froslass loaded with energy. I no shield his Sky Attack coming in and just snipe down and fire off a Shadow Ball or bad manners. I threw the triple axle on the Lantern in the back. Good game, well played. The Shadow Froslass was fun. I was finally able to remove frustration off of it, and I've been able to use it. I caught a rank 16 Shadow Snora, so I've been using that ever since. Right here, I make a misplay. I should have got out of this matchup way earlier, but since I stayed in, he Shadow Clawed me down, and I go ahead and just throw a triple axle trying to get a shield. I do get the shield successfully, and I bank some energy for later, but he does have a Hydro Cannon loaded. Hits my Vigoroth with that. I'm going to be unable to make a second Body Slam right here, but we were able to take his shield, so that's good for us. At this point, I believe I'm just going to come in with the Azumarill, because we can take any energy from Shadow for Alligator. The Shadow Claws do start adding up, but he's going to have to either swap out or just let the Gator go down, and that's what he decides to do. And then we have the Charger Bug coming in, and I end up coming in with the Froslash and throwing my Shadow Ball onto a Quagsire, actually. I guess he just threw in the Charger Bug to get a little bit of energy there, but he was able to reveal it, and that did some big damage, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to make this one, man. He's got a full Charger Bug loaded, and I fire off the Play Rough, but he's just going to end up throwing that Discharge at me, and that's a good game. Unable to take it, man. Good game, well played. Next opponent, we have a Froslass mirror match. This is awesome. We are Shadow, he is not, so right here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build up a little bit before I throw, I believe. No, I'm going to build up just one ahead. I'm going to let him throw first, and then I'm going to build up my triple axles here. Meanwhile, I am buffing up my attack each time. I'm getting stronger and stronger. I bait double triple axles right here because he is expecting a Shadow Ball on the second time. It's usually just the first time, but there I faked him out. I was able to bank a little bit of energy for later. He fires off the Avalanche. In comes a Lantern. I am way ahead on energy. I'm going to be able to fire off 2, maybe 3 Body Slams. Maybe just a second Body Slam here. Chipping at this Lantern as much as I can. My Vigoroth goes down. What am I going to do? I'm going to come in with the Froslass, and he throws a Surf, and I'm able to just live on 1 HP in a Dream and fire off the Shadow Ball, man, and knock that Lantern out. Immediately I switch into my Azumarill, and he's got a Froslass still in the back with a Shadow Ball coming through, but really what can you do at this point? I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, we still got an Umbreon in the back. That is the last Pokemon that he wanted to see. Azumarill versus Umbreon. He is running Last Resort, so he's going to be able to make a couple charged attacks on me, but Azu's so thick, I'm able to make 2 Play Roughs, tank 2 Last Resorts, and then get the Bubble down, and I believe I have an Ice Beam loaded for the incoming Froslass. Good game. This team was a lot of fun, man. I figured I could have a Azumarill in the back, just in case there were any fire matchups against my Froslass in the front, and then Vigoroth would also cover the fire as well as a safe swap. We have an Annihilate here, and I like to stay in because I'm taking resisted moves, attacks from the counter, and I go ahead and triple axle. He's going to be either forced to shield here. He is forced to shield, and I end up coming in with my Azumarill because I know I can just eat any energy. That's going to bring out the Dugong, and I'm able to fire off a Play Rough before he makes any kind of attack, because Dugong is able to drop your attack. If he doesn't want to throw the Drill Run for a little bit of extra damage, he has that potential to debuff you and just get you stuck in an uncomfortable matchup for like 60 seconds. So anyway, I'm able to make 2 Play Roughs. He doesn't fire the Icy Wind, which is good for us. He knocks my Azumarill out. I come in with my Vigoroth. What does he have coming in? It's going to be that Annihilate still, but I have a Body Slam loaded, even though it is resisted. He doesn't have much HP left. There's going to be a Bastiodon in the back, and we're just going to go ahead and just go on a rampage with this monkey. I should be able to make this. Even though it is resisted damage, I am going to make at least a couple Body Slams, and these counters will start adding up, and I should be able to take this game. And no, I made a misplay. I should have fired off the triple axle right there. I believe it was resisted damage, but it wouldn't have, I don't know if it would have knocked out, and I ended up just making a misplay there. It was a good game. Alright, incoming Shadow for Alligator. I am going to fire off a Body Slam. And thankfully the Shadow Claws are resisted because I'm a normal type, but the Hydro Cannons will add up very quick. I go ahead and build up to a couple Body Slams so I can force him to throw his energy or let the Gator go down. He likes to let the Gator go down. Come in with the Shadow Gligar, and I have a Body Slam loaded. I should be able to make a second one. And no, I go ahead and bank some energy for later, and that safe swap into my Azu. Pulls out the Lantern. And this will be a back and forth battle for a second here. And the Lantern does fire off a Thunder, so that would have been big damage. They're usually running Thunderbolt, so this guy has Thunder on his, and I believe it's going to just knock me out right here. I lived on 1 HP because Azzy is like so thick, but coming with my Vigoroth, I had one, because I was able to bail earlier, I was able to just come in with one counter and still make a fast move, which was clutch, but I'm not able to make this, I'm not able to make it there. It was a good game, well played. Next, Shadow Drapion versus Shadow Froslass. This is interesting. We're going to go ahead and fire on good timing. Triple Axle right before he gets to that crunch there. I believe I must have a better rank than him because I was able to attack first. My attack raises, he fires off the crunch. He goes for a second crunch. I go for another Triple Axle. Now we're both down 2 shields, and this is where we both end up swapping out. And I swap into my Vigoroth to soak up some of that damage, and in comes a Medicham. I'm only going to be able to make 1 body slam on this thing. It's going to chip it a little bit, but that's perfectly fine because I have the Azumarill ready to come in and just sponge all this damage from this thing. If he's running Power Up Punch, no, he has Dynamic Punch. Maybe Power Up Punch plus a Psychic would actually do some decent damage, but he's just running Dynamic Punch. I go ahead and elect to build up as much energy as I can, and I fire the X-Beam number 1 at the Azumarill. In comes a Poliwhirl. I didn't know what moves this thing had. I've never seen a Poliwhirl in GBL. But I just assumed that Azumarill could take any move that he had, unless he had some kind of Earthquake, but he just had Mud Bomb. I like to send in my Froslass, save a little bit of energy on my Azu for later, and I'm able to still make a Triple Axle. And he ends up throwing in his Drapion, and I knock that thing out. I have a Play Rough loaded for that incoming Poliwhirl, and it's a good game, well played. Alright, I believe this is the last battle here. We're going to be leading into a Altaria again, and he goes ahead and catches a Triple Axle onto a Lickitung. Just like the other team, I got confused when I was uploading these battles, these two, because I thought I uploaded the same one twice, but it was just the same team, just a different closer. And I go ahead and Triple Axle this thing, and I save a little bit of energy for later. Deny the Lickitung's energy by coming in with my Vigoroth, countering that thing down, and I go ahead and fire off the Body Slam on the incoming Altaria. I have so much health on the Vigoroth that I just let the Sky Attack go through, and at this point he's going to have to shield this Body Slam or let the Dragon Bird go down. He lets it go down and comes in with a Shadow Quagsire. It makes sense. He wants to save his shields for that. I end up shielding up the Aqua Tail, and I'm throwing good timing, my Body Slam, and I believe that he's going to throw his energy onto my incoming Azumarill. That was a good catch. Now I'm going to start battling this thing, building up to a nice beam. Number 1, he will fire off the Stone Edge, but that's okay. I should be able to outpace this thing to 1 Ice Beam, and then he's got another Stone Edge coming through. This will not KO because Azu's so thick. I live on 1 HP in a Dream Man. I fire off the Ice Beam, and that was a good game, well played. Man, that was a lot of fun using Shadow Froslass. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a comment down below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm new here, and I love making Pokemon Go content. I'll see you in the next one.